Einen wunderschönen guten Tag nach Wien. Wir sind hier in einer Galerie in Seoul, Südkorea. Leider nicht live, leider nicht vor Ort, aber fast live. Mein Name ist DongSeon Chang und ab jetzt auf Englisch. So my name is Don and I'm a science communicator and neuroscientist, and I'm here together with Sinhae Lee, who is a blockchain specialist and venture capitalist. Sinhae, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. So hello everyone, I'm Sinhae Lee, and I'm very honored to be here with you today and Dawn. So I've been investing in the blockchain space since 2017 through my fund called Global Blockchain Innovative Capital, in short GBIC.
Global Blockchain
Innovative Capital.
Wow, what a name, what a name. Yeah, and your portfolio is quite impressive too. I remembered, for example, Dapper Labs.
Yeah, so have you heard about CryptoKitties and
NBA Top Shot?
Exactly.
Yes,
so,
NBA, these basketball players, NFTs,
yeah.
right?
So we invest in Dapper Labs in 2018. At that time, we didn't talk about NFT, so no one really talked about NFT. But when we met the team, I was really impressed by their vision, because their vision was blockchain for billions of people.
Not for few people, but billions of people. And I think the reason why we are here at this spot is also part of this vision.
Exactly. I think the NFT has potential to impact billions of people, and it has been a great use cases of the blockchain technology.
And we are going to talk about the global NFT ecosystem today.
Exactly.
But let's start a little bit local now.
Okay. Where are we now, Don?
Yes, we are right now at the Uncommon Gallery in Seoul, South Korea. And the Uncommon Gallery is quite uncommon.
So tell me about why it's so uncommon.
Because first, it's a very big, beautiful physical space, but you can experience NFTs not only in a digital form, but also in an interactive form physically. You can just bring your mobile phone, come in here, you have a piano, you have games, and you can experience NFTs really in various ways, like you'd experience on art show in a gallery.
Very interesting. So I know this Uncommon Gallery is owned by AI Network, and AI Network has been facilitating and incubating quite a lot of NFT projects. So can you please tell me a little bit more?
They also sponsor today the video here. So the AI Network sponsored NFT projects like the Baby Shark NFT.
Baby Shark.
Yeah, you probably know the #1 children's song on YouTube. That NFT is also produced by AI Network. And we have also very special, uncommon NFT called Stradivarius NFT.
Yes.
So you know Stradivarius violin? I mean, it's very rare, but the digital form of the violin has been produced by AI Network into an NFT, and also the music played by the Stradivarius violin, you can get it as an NFT. So those kind of projects, quite uncommon projects, are exhibited here at the Uncommon Gallery. And I think, although it's very local, that shows a global trend that NFTs are becoming more and more popular for more people.
Yeah.
And that's a topic we are going to talk about today, right?
Exactly. So, I mean, you are a scientist. So I'm very curious why you are interested in NFT and Web3.
So the reason why I'm interested in NFTs and Web3 is because the world is changing so fast.
Yeah.
So the biggest change right now is the way we use internet is changing. So we are entering the era of Web3, or so-called metaverse, which means everything we experience physically will be also experienced at the same time digitally.
Yes.
And if smart glasses are coming and all this technology is going so fast as it is, then that means our lives will be both in the digital world and physical world. Now, the problem is, in the physical world, I can prove that I'm myself, right? I can show fingerprints, my face recognition, or my DNA. So there are biological ways of proving my identity. But for the digital world, it's difficult. Because someone can copy your picture, photo, or your videos, and how can you really prove
that you
this
are
is mine,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I often tell people if Charles Darwin wrote Origin of Species, not back in the days, but these days, it must be a computer file. So right now, the Origin of Species is somewhere exhibited, and it's quite expensive, and there's only one example of it, right? The one which Charles Darwin wrote himself. But in the digital world, if you have a file,
you can just copy and paste.
Copy, paste, and you cannot prove which is the original one written. But with NFTs,
with the blockchain technology.
With blockchain technology, you can do that.
Yes.
So for scientists, whose idea was the first and which intellectual property must be protected, these kind of issues are very important.
Yes.
And also the way of proving who I am and how am I going to interact with other people is a very important topic. So as a scientist who studied social interaction, it was exciting that the metaverse and digital era is coming, and very naturally the next step to live in the digital world, you need technologies like blockchain or NFTs. So it's a kind of a logical conclusion for me.
Got it. Very interesting, because like the scientist like you, but also like artists, the sportsmen, and big company, tech companies are getting more and more interested in the NFT space. So we start seeing the huge boom of the NFT starting from the around mid of 2021 last year. So based on the data, the number of the traders who at least transacted once on the OpenSea, which is the largest NFT marketplace, has skyrocketed in the last 1.5 years. And also in terms of the transaction volumes in USD has been also skyrocketing. So for example, in January of 2022 this year, we saw that almost 4 billion USD worth of NFT got transacted only on the OpenSea, which is like #1 marketplace for NFTs.
$4 billion
Exactly.
in 1 month.
Exactly.
Wow, that's quite a number.
Yes.
And I guess it will become more and more, although right now probably it's fluctuating.
Slowed down. Yes. It
Yeah.
slowed down a little bit.
I see. So you have been following it up since 2017, 2018. What trends, what big trend do you see in the NFT landscape?
Yeah, so because again, like the NFT has been such this hot keyword last year, I started seeing a lot more big companies are getting into this space. So for example, YouTube CEO announced that the crypto and NFT space has huge potential and opportunities for YouTube. And they want to use the NFT technology to really help the content creators and their fans. And YouTube is not the only tech companies.
Right. Well, YouTube, I mean, if you think about YouTube, it's videos, right? We watch a lot of videos. But I'm really curious how those videos and contents are going to use NFTs, probably as a new income model for creators,
Exactly.
or maybe for building communities. I mean, there are many different ways of utilizing NFTs.
Connecting the creators and fans, for example.
You can maybe invest in them too using crypto.
Yes.
That's interesting. But I also heard not only YouTube, but also Instagram, I mean, Facebook for sure, now Meta, Twitter. I mean, many tech companies are now adopting NFTs, right?
Exactly. So for example, when you connect to your personal crypto wallet to Instagram or Twitter, now you can showcase what kind of NFT collection that you have on Instagram. And also you can make your NFT as the profile on Twitter.
I mean, I also see that the field is evolving very fast. Maybe as a scientist, I feel like we need to categorize the big trend of NFT landscape a little bit.
Yes, let's do that. Because I know the scientists love categorize everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, there has been a paper from Scientific Reports, a journal from the year 2021, and they categorized the whole NFT landscape into a few fields. So you have art, so for sure, right? It's rare if you have a art piece, especially digital media art, then you want that piece to be owned by only a few people.
Yes.
So art collectors have been one of the first to enter the NFT field.
Gustav Klimt's Kiss, which is one of my favorite pieces.
The Belvedere Museum in Vienna made Gustav Klimt the Kiss as an NFT, which really impressed me because that kind of was for me very new, that a very respected piece of art was made into 10,000 little pieces into an NFT. That was interesting, yes. So you have art in the big landscape. Then you have collectibles, and you can actually go even more diverse into collectibles because some of them are profile pictures, some of them are kind of a ticket to a community, some of them are like NBA Top Shot players' cards. They all belong to the category of collectibles. Then you have the third one, which you call Metaverse NFT, and that's virtual world.
Virtual land.
Virtual land, right. You want to buy virtual land in Decentraland or the Sandbox, different virtual worlds. So that's Metaverse NFT. And the fourth one is related to that, but game NFTs.
Exactly.
Because gamers want to own their items, weapons, characters for themselves, not owned by the company. So the game companies have made the transformation of now bringing out game NFTs, which means even when the game company dies, the
players can still own the items or playable characters, which means the ownership, real ownership of those items.
I found it very interesting because this will not only happen for game, but some scientists say this will also happen for humans. You can own your own biological data. For example, when you go to a hospital, you make a genome test. So your whole genome, your very personal genome, can also be produced as an NFT. That means you don't want anyone else, pharma companies or hospitals, to own your data, but your own genome and your own data should be owned by you. That's a new philosophy. But those scientists promoting this philosophy are also looking for NFTs.
That's very interesting.
So there is a link between game NFTs and also biological NFTs, but that's not a big trend. Going back to the big trend, I named art collectibles, metaverse, game NFTs. Now, including the science example, the fifth category is called utility NFTs. That means if you have an NFT, it should have a real value in life. So that means you should be able to eat something or buy something or use it for something.
Going to the concert, for example.
Exactly. Or meet new people you would like to meet. So these kind of utility NFTs are now in the rise. So these are the 5 big categories, but I'm not sure whether everyone will agree to these rough categories, but it's an attempt of scientists.
I mean, to be honest, like every new attempts and innovation is happening every day. So who knows, in like next like 1 year, like 2 years, there are gonna be more diverse categories or the fields of the NFT, but I'm really, really excited about it.
So as a scientist, I talked about categories. Now to you as an investor and venture capitalist, where is the money flowing and what big trends do you see in that venture capital VC field?
So we briefly mentioned that the big tech companies are getting into the NFT space. But it's not only the tech companies are getting in, but we start seeing a lot of brands and IP companies are getting into this space. So for example, let's say fashion brands. For example, Prada and Adidas collaborate together. They launched a new NFT called Resource. And Louis Vuitton also launched an NFT game with the collaboration with one of the most popular NFT artists called Beeple. And in that game, users can collect the NFTs like by playing the games.
That means you can own Louis Vuitton clothes in the game, although
In
you don't
digital
have
world.
them really in your closet.
Yes.
But that makes sense because I think increasingly the number of people you meet in digital worlds exceeds the number of people you meet in real life.
That's true.
Especially during the COVID pandemic, right? Everyone was at home. So even if you have great Louis Vuitton, Prada, Gucci designer clothes, who will see them, right?
Yes.
But if you show them on your social network or in games, more people will see you in those clothes. So it kind of makes sense that you go digital and you go for NFTs with these luxury brands.
Yeah, so that's exactly why the fashion brands are very interested in like the NFT. To be more specific, number one, they want to be very tech and trend savvy, right? If you're a brand, you want to look like, oh, you are
Not old fashioned,
Yeah,
but you
you're-
want to be tech savvy.
yeah, on the edge, right? So they find that the NFT is quite an interesting trend and movement. So they want to ride with this trend as well. So the brand awareness, brand setting is one reason why these fashion brands are very interested in it. Number two, as you mentioned, that people are spending more and more time on the digital world. So we talk about metaverse a lot, and we know that the like a digital NFT or the Web3 digital fashion will prevail when the metaverse, the world is coming, right? And number three is like this brand want to connect with the Gen Z, MZ generation. So it's another great way to acquire and communicate with the younger generation as well.
Yeah, I found it really interesting because I looked it up. Prada, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, there are only a few names, but actually Burberry, Bulgari. I mean, you have to go and find luxury brands who are not doing NFTs.
Exactly.
That's more difficult than finding luxury brands who are doing NFTs because they are already doing it all.
Yes.
And it's the same for Korea or some Asian brands because credit card companies or department stores, all of them are actually launching NFT projects. Electronic stores, even car companies, they have their own NFT projects because I think it's a way of bringing certain fandom or communities together to become a royal customer of my brand. So I think it's a global trend.
Yes.
And you can see it
That's-
in many countries, especially for like big companies.
Exactly. And I also started seeing that a lot of crypto exchanges are getting into the NFT space. They already have existing user base who are very familiar with trading like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and crypto. But they start seeing that the NFT can be a huge potential for another category of the tradable asset. But how they are entering to this space is quite interesting because they usually partner with big IP holders, such as
Music or entertainment companies.
yes, entertainment companies or the sports teams. So, for example, do you know Blackpink?
Blackpink. I think their YouTube channel is really big. I
Yeah.
mean, as a K-pop idol, although I don't listen to many songs of them, I know who they are.
Yeah, so YG Entertainment is like the management company for the Blackpink, and YG Entertainment is partnering with Binance, for example,
okay.
which is one of the largest crypto exchange globally. So they want to do NFT and like metaverse development and innovation together.
And I also heard about BTS.
Yes.
I mean, Beatles of our time, right?
Yes.
BTS. And BTS, the management company of BTS is Hype.
Yes.
And they actually collaborated also with a crypto exchange company. And they're building actually a global company. I think what I heard is Ariana Grande or even like Hollywood stars, they want to manage the IP rights and produce NFTs with their IPs.
Exactly.
So they're now going global, but together with NFTs.
Exactly. And not only the entertainment company, but also sports team are collaborating with the crypto exchange. For example, Chicago Bulls.
Chicago Bulls.
Just
okay.
launched their NFT with the coin-based NFT marketplace as well. So I start seeing this like the big IP owner, IP companies are partnering with the crypto exchange and crypto company or blockchain technology company, and they are getting into the NFT space as well.
I mean, also back to my field, science. IP, intellectual property, is a very big keyword.
Yes.
Because I think not only for music, entertainment, sports, I mean, intellectual property is also about patents, right?
Exactly.
And that's very important for new technology. But the way patents are filed are so old-fashioned.
Exactly.
It's like in the old times with Bell Edison electricity or telephone inventions. I mean, basically the way you file in a patent has not much change in the last 100 years, I'd say.
Wow.
But these days, with the help of blockchain technology and NFTs, you have a much more effective, safe, and transparent way of showing who is the first inventor or who first posted an idea somewhere and how it evolved. You can all see it on the blockchain net, right? So I think intellectual property IP, not only in terms of entertainment, music, movies, or sports, but also in the field of science and technology and patents, you will see a long-term change towards adopting NFTs and blockchain technology.
Exactly. And because of this, like the large opportunity that the NFT or blockchain technology possessed, the VC monies are flowing into the NFT space as well. I mean, because of the crypto winter that we are going through, the retail transaction volume has gone down a lot since the beginning of this year. But some big NFT projects such as Yuga Labs, which owns the BAYC and CryptoPunks.
Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Yes, the monkey one and Doodles have raised a huge amount of money at very high valuations. For example, Yuga Labs was valued at 4 billion USD. Yeah.
So this is interesting because when you say blockchain, and then when I first heard about it, then it was always associated together with blockchain and Bitcoin or Ethereum, these kind of crypto fields, right? But I think the interest in NFTs have kind of exceeded the interest in crypto money already, because it seems like not everyone agrees about the use of crypto money, but almost every big company agrees that NFTs will be useful in the future. So although NFTs are based on blockchain technology and is related to crypto, NFTs somehow, I'd say, became already mainstream.
Yes.
And I think a good example is that you see big magazines such as Harvard Business Review or The Economist. I mean, they are quite conservative economy magazines, but they all featured NFT special early this year.
Wow.
So they are saying, okay, this is already mainstream. It's going to be happening more, and you will see more projects and more utility in these areas. So that was already a sign for me that they posted a special about NFTs, because they were kind of skeptical about crypto and crypto money, but not about NFTs. Can you also see the kind of trend in terms of financial investments? Is the finance world, for example, starting to see NFTs as a new financial asset?
Yeah, so there are very different perspectives on how people are perceiving the NFT. Some people say it's a community and the extension of business because they have very strong fan base. Another people, as you mentioned, it can be the identity. But another way to look at the NFT is it's another investment asset class. So because people start thinking it as like the another asset class, there are a few utility or the platform which help you to manage your investment asset class. So for example, there is a platform called NFT Bank where you can see how your NFT portfolio's value rise and fall, just like your stock portfolio. And some people deposit your NFT and actually there is a platform to lend you money based on the value of NFT. And other people even start fractionalizing the NFT so that more people can invest in a very expensive NFT as well.
Yeah, I see many new innovative approaches in the finance world. And it also impressed me, just like to say, Visa card or MasterCard, they all started accepting their transactions for NFT transactions, which already shows they see sustainable value that this field will continue to grow.
Exactly.
That's an interesting trend. So, wow, that means actually in almost every area we can think NFTs are booming or starting or in the rise. But do you think this will really continue? And why do you think people believe in the value of NFT?
Yeah, so there are a few reasons that, as I mentioned, but I think like this trend will go on because, as we mentioned, big tech companies and big IP holders, which already have really large fan base, such as entertainment companies or the sports team, they are all getting really into the NFT space. And I think that's how you gain more mass adoption of the blockchain technology.
Yeah, and I think I want to add, the reason why everyone is moving towards there is closely related to the metaverse. Because the metaverse is the next stage of internet, I would call it. And when digital and the physical world is merging, you need more effective and more transparent systems to manage all the interactions going on in this world. And I think for now, I don't know whether it's the best, but for now, NFTs show a lot of potential to become utilized in the metaverse. So the more the digital technology is penetrating our lives, probably we will see more and more NFT projects coming up in all different areas.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about how this NFT or the blockchain technology will converge and collaborate with so many different industries such as like fashion, F&B, entertainment, tech, and etc. So I think there are a huge opportunity in front of us.
And I want to remind Harvard Business Review as a conclusion or final remark. They said, if you want to start your new NFT business, then don't look to the people already doing it. They said, look towards the people who don't know anything about it and who will know about it. Because there are more people actually who don't know much about NFTs, have never bought one, and giving them a reason why you should enter the NFT field and how you should use them to make real value in your life, that is a real question people starting NFT business have to answer. That was the concluding remarks of Harvard Business Review. So we need actually more people interested in NFTs. So a lot of people are starting their own projects. Only in this way, I think the global NFT ecosystem can blossom. Because only big tech and big companies doing something is not enough. You need people to understand why and having their own value in using this. So I think the bottom up and top down has to meet. I think that's kind of my final remark for how the NFT global system has to go. What are you thinking?
As you mentioned, it's a little hard steps for the first time NFT purchaser or users to get access to, but try to download your personal wallet, get connected to the website, and try to experience it in different ways.
Yeah, I mean, to put it very briefly, I think it's a great new tool to connect people. So you can become a reader, investor, user, player, and your connecting tool for all this can be NFTs. And also the Keyword NFT has connected us here
Yes.
from the Uncommon Gallery here in Seoul to Vienna. And I hope we can continue this discussion about the global NFT ecosystem also next year and in the upcoming years. And hopefully we can meet you also in Vienna. Would you like to go to Vienna,
Of
Sinhae?
course, I'm very excited.
Yeah. So thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to talk about the global NFT ecosystem. And how do we say it in local language? Ciao.
Ciao.